So that's what I'm here for. We get, we get a lot of calls with a lot of questions. So it's like, we just try and tell people, hey, listen to our radio show. We'll try and answer all your questions. If you got a question, email us. You know what I mean, and we'll try and help you out because you know how it is. Sometimes it's hard. You're answering all the phone calls and you're trying to take care of everybody, but some people are just looking for advice. And with me, the more time I'm out in the shop working, the better I'm doing and the more money I'm making. And it's
Absolutely.
It's no disrespect to anybody. I just like I said, I got to work for a living.
Absolutely.
I got to pay the bills.
It's one of those things, and that's something that we've learned over the years too. I don't think you could have stated that any better than you did. The problem is, all of these years I've been in this, and I understand that it's my customer's hobby.
Yeah, exactly.
But sometimes my customer doesn't understand that it's not my hobby.
Yes.
And that's what you run into.
Yes.
I used to run a full-service hot rod shop and everything, and customers would come in and they would want to talk to the fabricator, and I said, well, that's fine, but just know he's on the clock while you're talking to him.
It's like some people come in, and like I said, no disrespect, but boy, they just don't understand. And I got to be short with them sometimes because it's like, look, I'm on the clock. It's not fair to the person I'm on the clock with right now, so... So that's why that's part of the reason we came up with the radio show is to just help people out and help answer their questions, and hopefully they feel that they get a little time and information from me as well.
Well, I'm sure they do because just because you've been doing it for a long time, or just because I've been doing it for a long time, and the things that I think that are just absolutely understood, that they're not even important information. It is to some people.
Very much so.
And so you just never know what you say might help somebody. And of course, it's just a fact. Knowledge just makes everything easier, because if you spend all your time and effort going in the wrong direction, that's just wasted money and time.
You're absolutely correct. And it's all about moving forward and not taking those steps back if you can avoid it. And I've been doing this a long time. I've like you said earlier, it's in my blood. If it's not in your blood and you're trying to pick it up as a hobby, it's kind of hard to explain to somebody, because if you haven't been doing it for years and it's not in your blood, but you want to do it because you think it's cool and you like the old cars and you want to drive one and stuff, and that I'm all for it. But you got to understand going in too that yeah, like you said, it's some of that information. I don't want to say it to where I'm upsetting anybody.
I have that full understanding myself, and as I said, running a full-service rod shop for a few years is like a guy comes in and he's driving a $25,000 or $30,000 vehicle that he can drive it any way he wants to drive it. He can treat it however anybody can get in and drive it that wants to, and everything's fine. And he comes and he has someone like you build him a $150,000 car or whatever the price, and you're saying, now listen for squeaks and listen for rattles, and you might need to tighten this up. And he goes, whoa, I don't understand.
Yeah.
Well, the guy that has it in his blood understands the very definition of hot rod is continual maintenance.
It sure is.
It's not the dollar amount, So.
No, they should actually put that on like Wikipedia or something. So when you look up the word hot rod, it means no matter how much you spend, you will always tinker with it. It just always needs attention. I mean, and like you, I'm sure I've had builds that go very, very smoothly, and when you finish it drives, it runs well. There's no rattles, there's no squeaks, there's no leaks. And then I've had those that I did nothing different. Yep. I built the car the exact same way, and it just does not ever want to leave our shop. And you're like, please just go away, And what happens is it almost ruins a relationship with you and the customer, because, like you just said, they're getting impatient and they don't understand. They've spent so much money, and it's like, well, you got to kind of think of it. Some of these custom high-dollar ones, the unique ones, like, for example, the Starliner we did with the Ford GT motor in it, that we totally re-engineered that whole car, you know, suspension, chassis, put that motor in there, transmission, everything, you know. And if you think about it, Ford and Chevy, they pay these engineers millions of dollars to come up with a product like that. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. I mean, that's the thing. You know, each one of those cars, they've got, you know, a whole staff of engineers working on each component.
Yeah.
Not just, I don't know if you know, but you mentioned the GT40. You know, all the GT40s have vintage air in them.
Really?
We had the contract with Ford Motor Company.
No kidding. I didn't know that.
Yeah, I mean, we're large enough that we can do OEM small runs and special vehicle types, prototypes. We would never want to do on an assembly line where they're doing millions, but, you know, there was only, in the beginning, there was only supposed to be 4,500 GT40s.
Yeah.
And then they had some suspension problems, and then they were only able, I think it was 4,264 cars total, something like that, because they had to quit doing them because of the time, and they wouldn't pass the new 2007 crash test or something.
Really?
But anyway, yeah, all of those have vintage air in them, and it's made with the same technology that we were doing with our new Generation 4 systems that we have now. So when you look at the console in that car and you see those aluminum knobs with the backlight LEDs, you'll see that it's real similar to our our Magnum Gen 4 knobs.
Wow, okay. Gotcha.
But yeah, that's an awesome deal, and that's when I learned how much engineering was behind each and every component in a new vehicle.
Oh, man, it's a ton. But, hey, George, we got to take another break, so if you can hang on for a few more minutes, that'd be great.
I'll do it.
And we'll be right back.
Thanks.
Don't open that parts catalog yet. We'll be right back in the garage with Bodie Stroud.